Hello, hello, everybody. This is Casey. So let me pull this out a little bit. So tomorrow I'm going to this Aspire to Greatness Orlando. I am not getting paid to do this, but I am just sharing with my viewers, sharing with my friends, just a little bit about how I prepare for the conferences because I am at a stage where I want to elevate my mind, and I think that um, meeting people, even outside of healthcare, outside of the realm of um, my field, or people who think differently from the way I think, just putting yourself in the room with people who have accomplished greatness is amazing. And I like to invest in conferences, and I am excited because tomorrow is like the longest day conference I would have ever gone to. So this tomorrow is let me put it up on my screen again. The Aspire to Greatness. It's going to be in Orlando, and it starts at 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And so what I am doing, I am just going through my preparation for this conference tomorrow, and I'm just sharing if anybody wants to join me. Come if you see me. I think there's going to be a lot of people there, but if you see me, definitely come up to me. But I just saw some really good people in the lineup. Um, so this David Coggins, I listened to him, Shaquille O'Neal, of course, Hulk Hogan, Marcus Lemonis, Dr. Sonia Striblin. She is one of my go-to people for business on YouTube. I really like her YouTube channel. So I'm looking out to see, her what she has to say. Some of these other speakers I don't know, but not because I don't know them, don't mean that they're not good. So I will definitely let you know what how this conference goes tomorrow. Something that I'm looking for, I go down here and they say, who is this event for? And it says, aspires for anyone who knows they have greatness in them, but want to aspire to even more. And it will propel you throughout the whole year. So it's gonna aspire you to really reach your goals. And some things that I want to ask myself, let me stop sharing my screen. Some things that I want to ask myself as I think about this conference is what it is I expect to get from this conference when I go. What am I looking for? And for me, I am looking for inspiration because I'm the kind of person, I think when people leave our presence, they should feel like just a breath of fresh air. Like I feel so pumped after talking to you. And I believe I give that off a lot to people. So if I give it off to people, then I have to put myself in situations where I can get that fed into me. So I'm really looking forward to leaving this and be like, wow, I feel like I could climb mountains now. I feel like I can aspire to greatness. Some questions that I am going to ask myself. I have my little book here, right? And I'm taking this book with me too. But some questions I want to ask myself as I'm in the conference is what do I, what is it that I am looking to learn that I did not know before? So sometimes it's not necessarily something new. Um, it could be a perspective because sometimes people have a different perspective and it makes you think about something a little differently. So what am I looking to learn that I didn't learn before, that I didn't know before? And then I'm gonna say what actions, because it's easy to go to these conferences and get a whole lot. My last conference, I got a lot of information about chat gpt, but what I want to take away is what am I going to do differently? So, what is one action or what is one behavior after going to this conference or attending this meeting that I am going to actually implement that I didn't do before? Because it has to be, see, when I was doing my training to be a neurolinguistic practitioner, that's something very important. They say you have, it's not just oh, I went to this conference and now I feel good, yeah, you feel good, but what behaviors are you going to have that is different from what you do in your day-to-day life, right? And so that's something I'm going to be looking at. I've been doing really good so far, me personally, in like my exercise. And for me, I think this conference, I'm looking more for business. Like, what can I do in my business that is a little bit different from what I'm doing right now? So I can elevate my business. So I think I'm looking for business behavior. Business behavior change. Business business behavioral changes. So I will let you know if this conference was good. If at the end of it, I could say, okay, I used to do this and now I do this. Or this is how I used to operate and now this is how I'm operating. Then I would know if it was a good conference. Um, the last thing I'm thinking about for this conference as I go to it is I think if it's an Aspire conference, I have to really think about, well, where am I now, like in my aspirations? And what am I expecting? What shift am I expecting in my aspirations as I go to this conference? What am I looking for in sometimes, I'm thinking the greatness within me. That's what I'm thinking right now. But how is that going to shift me? How is that going to shift my life? Like, I'm already aspiring to great things right now. So, how is that going to add to where I'm trying to go? Right? So, I'm going to just put that as additional or modifications to my aspirations. Okay. So I think that's good. One, two, three. That's some of the things I'm looking forward to. I think it's easy, you know, at the beginning of the year 2024, you start setting goals and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. 2024 is gonna be the best year ever. And then you reach and then you reach in middle, like June, and then you're like, okay, what happened? What's different? What changed? So I think definitely this is a good time for a conference because a, what I am looking for is to finish the year strong. So if this gives me tools and techniques to finish the year strong, I'm going to come back on here and tell you. Okay. And then my tip that I want to share with you for today, it says, withdrawing from situations when your gut senses inauthentic, shady, or harmful energy is an act of self care. And sometimes that can be hard because you really think you should stay in certain situations or in certain communities when it doesn't align anymore with you. But it's actually taking care of yourself, and I think even more than withdrawing and taking yourself out of a situation that no longer aligns with you, it's also equally important to put yourself in situations that align with where you want to go. Put yourself in communities that align with where you want to go. And I think that's where I want to go. I am aspiring to be greatness. I'm aspiring and reaching out for better, to not so much better of the world, but better of myself. So putting myself out there into the world and saying, I want to be in a community with like minded people, with people who will encourage me and inspire me to do the best ever. I think once I get that tomorrow, I will know immediately if it was worth my money. So I'm gonna come back on here. So this is the pre-conference preparation. I heard Alex Hormozy. I don't know if you follow him, but he's really good, especially for business. But Alex Hormozy, he said something very powerful. He said, if business owners would take 3 to 5 minutes before they do anything to actually prepare, they would blow it out of the water, whatever they're doing. So I just wanted to take 3 to 5 minutes just to prepare. And I invited a group of ladies to come prepare with me, but they didn't show up. So I said, you know what? Let me just turn on the camera, turn on social media, and I will prepare with you out there. And for me, I invite other people because of accountability. So now I have you on. So it will make me accountable, not just to go and collect information, but to actually go and really make sure that I'm going to absorb the information, because it's a difference between hearing and absorbing and understanding and then coming back home and implementing. And I think a lot of people want to be successful and they take in a lot of knowledge, but they don't actually put it into action and they don't get into execution. And you have to execute in order for it to be worth your time, your money, and your energy. So I just am telling you, I'm sharing with you, and then hopefully, maybe you can go to the conference, but maybe this might be encouraging to you. And I just thank you for listening. Okay. So that's it. That was it. I just popped on to share my free conference. Casey's going to a conference, and I will be back to show you what I learned. Thank you for joining. Have a good night.